Hey guys, so in this video we are going to be rigging pants yet again, but this time it is going to be a little different because we're rigging to a female body and we are going to be resizing an already made mesh to fit a different body. So this is the Reborn kit. This is their new kit. It says Avastar 1.6.1 and Blender 3.6.7. I'm in 3.6.2, so this might fight me to the death. Not gonna lie. Usually what you can do is go to Rig Inspector. Like if you have like an older version of a kit and you bring it into a newer one and you can migrate the rig. Um, this is not letting me, so we're gonna pray it works. Reborn has always fought me. I usually do Reborn in 2.93, but we're gonna try 3.6 because I want to try to use it for mostly everything instead of bouncing back and forth. So we're gonna import the pants. So this resizing can be tedious, especially if you make it on a smaller body and you're going from like legacy to like muñeca. But it's even harder to go from bigger to smaller, in my opinion. So now I know you're probably wondering, like, girl, it's not fitting her and her legs are weird. So this is what I was telling you guys about the legs. So normally with female bodies, the legs are this close. You do not want to rig to that. I can show you why. Let me just do it really quick and then I'm gonna rotate items and copy from mesh and where we have the reborn body. What the hell is this? If I do flat feet, five, five, five. So that's reborn foot one. So we're going to there we go. Click this, click reborn body and feet one and press bind to armature. Now I'm going to show you why you want to keep it separate. So now if I rotate it, oh, I lied, baby girl. It's probably because the kits is updated, but usually it would create sticky legs. Um, so we're gonna not do that. Now I look like a liar. Okay, anyways, what I am gonna do is go into pose mode, turn on my symmetry and press R5 minus. Now the legs are aligned with the pants. So now I'm gonna take the pants and scale it just a little bit. I usually like to scale it till at least like the hips are poking through a little bit at the top. Sorry, excuse me. People might fight me on that. I don't care. So then I'm gonna scale it on the Y as well, ever so slightly. And then you're gonna have a lip, so then I'm gonna G, Y. I'm like, people are gonna hate me for doing this, but that's just what I do, so I don't care. So now you still see things poking through because again, this is a bigger body. These pants were made for legacy. So now what you can do is go into sculpt mode and you always want to resize your stuff before you rig it. You don't want to rig it then have to resize it. You can grab your elastic deform or a snake cut elastic deform or grab tool. Turn down the strength, turn up the radius, and then you just manually pull it out the body. Or you can click on this, go into edit mode, turn on proportional editing, and then you're gonna click an area, and once you move it, you're gonna scroll up on your mouse wheel so it's not as big, and then just pull that out. I have on symmetry. You don't have symmetry with this. So just pull it, pull it, pull it. You also can go from an angle so you're not pulling too much. And if you're too wide, you're gonna scroll up on the mouse wheel again to just minimize that radius. I'm trying to click it right there. I don't think I'm grabbing it right now. There we go. So this can be a little tedious, and that's okay. Uh, it is faster if you do it in sculpt mode, but a lot of people, again, they'll fight me for that because they feel the elastic deform and the grab tool uh changes kind of your UV map, if that makes sense. Um, I personally haven't had any issues with it, but I hear it too often, so I'd rather teach you guys um, what most people are doing anyways. So this can get real tedious, but it's what you gotta do to resize. So now I'm gonna kind of work here on the hips. I'm gonna pull that and scale it out. Let's scale it out. Let's scale it out. Do the same thing for the other side. And then now we're gonna pull backwards. And you can always increase your radius. Um, I like to do it in like littler pieces just to be safe. But you don't want to pull too much. So now I'm gonna pull back. I'm gonna go a little lower and pull back. I like to pull it just enough till I see some poking through. and then I'll like start getting smaller. So again, this is a very like tedious, but this is how you refit. Mm, like that. Just kind of here. I'm not doing it on both sides. Put that out. Like that. It's a little bibbly, but I can smooth that out. So now I have these parts still in the front. I'm just gonna pull these out a little more up here. And you can also bounce back and forth from sculpt mode to edit mode. I mean edit mode to sculpt mode. And then, like I said, just manually pull it out. So here, this one is in sculpt mode. I'm gonna turn off symmetry just because this part is out. And the other side is out. It's also kind of hard to see. There we go. I'm trying to kind of rush through this so the video's not too long. Then you can take your draw brush also and draw. That's also an option. Only thing with this is you'll have to smooth it out a little bit. Okay. Um, so my usual go-to method is to use the sculpt method. So I'd use my elastic grab tool and then use my draw tool for the harder places to reach. And then we can smooth it out, get everything looking pretty. So like this butt area here, like how it looks a little lumpy. I'm gonna come up here, smooth that out a little bit with my draw tool, and then just fix any leakage. Oh, wrong tool. Like that. So for the most part, she is resized. I'm not gonna get too crazy with it because I start freaking becoming a perfectionist and trying to get everything perfect. But as long as it's you get the point of resizing, that was the whole purpose of this. So okay, this is good as we're gonna get without me going in and tweaking every single thing. So the resizing is done. You can also take your elastic tool to turn off symmetry, and then just I'm gonna pull these side in just because I don't like how far it is from the body. Okay. Now, when you have your legs spread like that, you're gonna want to click the body, go to your modifiers tab. So remember, we spread the legs. You're gonna duplicate and apply. Do the same thing for the feet. If I can click it. Oh yeah, I think I had it click this. We're gonna duplicate and apply. Then we're gonna go to pose mode. Click A, clear transform all. Then we're gonna click the pants, shift click the armature, and then we're gonna do reborn feet 1 and reborn body and bind to armature. Once you do that, you go into pose mode. I like to spread the legs a little more and then go to wave paint mode and click V as in Victor, A for alligator, weights, smooth, all groups by 4. And I do that like, it depends. I just do it a few times. Object mode. You see how that smoothed out? I have some seepage, so I'm going to go into scope mode. And I cannot see for the life of me. Alright, where did that go? Alright, I'm going to take my draw tool and then just poke that out. Get that seepage out of there. And here, do the same thing. It is also best when you have seepage to use the inflate tool. So what that does is it stretches it instead of filling in, if that makes sense. So now I'm going to go to pose mode, clear transform. And if you remember, we pressed R. Oh, no, wait. we're gonna click the pants, Control A, all transforms, and then we're gonna R and put the legs back. So now we're gonna click the pants, duplicate, apply, click the body, duplicate, apply, and click the legs, duplicate, apply. Then clear the transforms and update the binding. So again, Reborn always gave me a problem in 3.6. So we're gonna see how this goes. You see I do have a little bit of seepage right there and right there. So that's definitely gonna show in world, just so you know. So I'm gonna file, export, go out of Avastar DAE. And I'm gonna say Reborn pants, export. And then she had on Reborn, so I'm just gonna put that back on. We're waiting for this to export. Okay. And again, we have seepage here and seepage here, so that's gonna show in there. Ew, we got a lot. So now we're gonna build, upload mesh model, Reborn pants. And again, 100, oh no, 0, 0. I like to zoom in because sometimes if your mesh is messed up here, it won't show. She looks a little lopsided, we're gonna see. That might just be like the phones. So we're gonna upload it. And I'm gonna put on a BLM top. And then I'm gonna also add the pants. Detach. Light. Okay. So you don't see the seepage right now. But remember we did have, so you could see that one. There was some on the side over here, yeah. And there was one somewhere over here, I forget where. But that is rigged. I'm gonna also right click and add a texture. Okay. Turn off alpha blending, and boom, you have your rigged pants. So now I might as well take this time to oh yeah, that's the seepage on the inside. You can see it. To show you how to fix when that happens. So if you go back into Blender, and then I'm going to rotate the legs a little bit and change her shape. So sometimes after this is already rigged, it may quite you back, but we're gonna get this done. So now I'm gonna click on the pants, go into sculpt mode. With my inflate tool, I'm gonna turn down the strength. I like to turn on symmetry because if this side's messed up, usually the other side's messed up. Because I usually use my sculpt properties to resize anyway, so it's usually on symmetry. We have seepage in here. You don't want to inflate too much, so you just want to do it a little bit. And then I put that dot is putting the size back to normal. I'm just gonna inflate, and you don't want to do it too much because it will show. Okay, so then we're gonna go to pose mode, hair transform all, like that. And then you're gonna press Control A, all transforms, and update binding. Some people don't update binding after doing that. I usually do. And then you just re-export file, export Collada DAE, and I usually overwrite the last one. So in here, there was a little seepage by the butt too. Not too much, but kinda. And I forgot to put it in on this. Okay. And then you just re-upload it. Do the same things. While that's loading, you could always come back in and inflate wherever you did see seepage that you forgot about and then repeat the process. So we're gonna ignore that butt part for now. And then I'm going to add them first so that I'm not just naked. Okay, then edit, put the texture back on. And then now you can see that leakage is gone. Another good one is to do the run because a lot of the time skin seepage happens behind the knee. That over here a little bit, I see. Yep. So that is how you resize and rig pants for females.